The SAS soldier who was the guy behind the mask, John Macaleese, the hardest man in the SAS. Millions of people watched in real time in 1980 as an SAS soldier entered the Iranian Embassy in London while armed with explosives and a submachine gun on live television. Sergeant John Macaleese was the man in black, and he was in charge of the frontal assault that put an abrupt end to the hostage situation that had gripped the country for 6 days. Years would pass before Macaleese, sporting his signature moustache, would be identified as the tough Scottish soldier hiding behind the gas mask. On the 10th anniversary of his passing, a memorial is now being unveiled in his hometown of Lauriston, which is close to Falkirk. The bronze statue is a memorial to Macaleese and Operation Nimrod, the British Army's Special Operations Unit daring raid on the Iranian Embassy. The memorial is a bust of John, but it is not only about him. It's to honour him and the contributions made by each and every person who took part in Operation Nimrod. Because John is a national hero in Scotland, we wish to build a suitable monument in honour of everyone who was involved. About 30 SAS soldiers, including Macaleese, participated in the attack on May 5, 1980. It happened 6 days after militants from Iran stormed the embassy in South Kensington's Princess Gate and kidnapped 26 people. The majority of them were embassy employees, but among the hostages were PC Trevorlock of the police, 2 BBC journalists, and travellers who were applying for visas. The special troops then spent days meticulously organising their rescue. The SAS established posts in nearby structures. Aircraft were requested to fly low over the embassy to minimise drilling noise as listening devices were installed in the walls. When the assailants shot Iranian press attaché Abbas Lavasani and dumped his body outside the structure, the authorities eventually issued the raid order. At the same time, 2 SAS squads attacked. The Red Team used an abseil to descend the embassy's back wall to get to the first-story balcony. Macaleese and the Blue Team had to pass the large stone pillars in front. Following the BBC's interruption of the evening programming for a live news broadcast, millions of people watched what transpired. The white exterior of the embassy was soon traversed by the shadows, masked warriors. Then an explosion happened. The front glass had been blown out by a charge Macaleese had detonated. The entire building was obscured by a huge cloud of smoke. The SAS entered. Screams and gunshots could be heard coming from within. In just 17 minutes, it was all done. During the operation, the Iranians killed 1 captive and injured 2 others. The Special Forces soldiers were able to safely release the remaining hostages. Of the 6 shooters, 5 were killed, the last one sentenced to 28 years in prison. Our duty was to discover the hostages, rescue them, and deal with the terrorists as we saw fit, Macaleese remarked in an interview conducted years after the operation. In order to congratulate the SAS at their barracks in Regent's Park, Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher paid them a visit. Operation Nimrod, which brought the SAS instant worldwide prominence after keeping a low profile since its inception in World War II, was hailed as a major success. Macaleese's SAS service lasted until 1992. At that time, he guarded 3 British prime leaders and served in the Falkland Islands and Northern Ireland. Before becoming famous for his work on television in the early 2000s, thanks to the BBC programme SAS Are You Tough Enough, he later served as a security advisor in Iraq and Afghanistan. In 2009, Macaleese experienced a tragic personal event. While serving in Helmand, Afghanistan, his 29-year-old son, Sergeant Paul Macaleese, was murdered by a roadside bomb. The loss had devastated him. He relocated to Thessalonica, Greece, where he passed away on August 26, 2011, at the age of 62, from a heart attack. He really loved his son.